The member for Kingston.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question is to the Prime Minister. Petrol prices have gone up as much as $900 a week for a typical family driving a standard car in a year, while real wages have fallen by $700. On top of this, childcare fees have gone up by $390 in a year. Hasn't it become harder and harder for working families to make ends meet under this decade-old government?
Members on my right. Deputy Prime Minister.
Thank you,
The
Speaker.
Prime Minister has the call.
The reason the government focuses so much, and this is our absolute focus on securing a strong economy, Mr Speaker, the reason we do that is for the very issues that the member has raised in the question. Mr Speaker, you don't make people's lives easier by increasing their taxes. You don't make their lives easier by preventing small business from growing and gumming them up in more regulation, Mr Speaker. You don't increase the ability of government to support people through their pensions and other services that they rely on, Mr Speaker, by talking down the Australian economy and trying to shut down the Australian resources industry, Mr Speaker. That's not what you do, and that's why our government has reversed those sorts of policies that were in place by the Labor Party, Mr Speaker, and as they would like to go there again, I have no doubt. And, Mr Speaker, that will be particularly the case as we go into this next election, because I understand that the Greens these days are now referring to themselves as shadow ministers, Mr Speaker. Shadow ministers in what would be a Labor Green government, Mr Speaker. In a Labor Green government, Mr Speaker. They're talking it up. They're talking it up. And so, you know, the Labor Party have been pretty sneaky in not telling us what their policies are.
The Manager of Opposition Business.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister is not even pretending to be directly relevant. There's no attempt being made. He's completely defying the standing orders, and he's smirking about it.
The Manager of Opposition Business will resume his seat. The Prime Minister has the call. And I would ask the Prime Minister to be relevant to the question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And so, Mr Speaker, our policies on reducing taxes, on affordable, reliable energy, on getting Australians into skills. We've got record levels of Australians in trade apprentices right now, Mr Speaker. That's what supports businesses to be able to support their employees, grow their businesses, increase their wages, enable them to buy a house, Mr Speaker, secure the economic recovery. That's what our policies are doing. Building the infrastructure, congestion-busting infrastructure in our cities and job-making infrastructure in our regions that enables to get it from paddock to plate to port, Mr Speaker, to ensure that our agriculture and regional industries have got the opportunities they need to support the standard of living that people in Australia deserve and expect, Mr Speaker, and we will continue to toil hard every day to ensure that we can do everything we can to support them in that. But you know who we believe in most, Mr Speaker, to deliver those things? We believe most in those Australians who go out there every day and work hard, run businesses, look after their kids, make decisions, work in their communities. We believe that Australians, Mr Speaker, are at the centre of our economic plan. Those opposite, Mr Speaker, think the government is at the centre of the plan, and the government should tax you more so they can try and increase your standard of living. Not us on this side of the House, Mr Speaker. We believe you are the answer, not the government, Mr Speaker. We think government should be getting more out of people's way as we secure this economic recovery, not cling on to those powers, Mr Speaker, which we know Labor always wants to do. Once they get their hands on power, Mr Speaker, as Australians know, they can't release it.
The Prime Minister